Hello there, this is Good and Geeky and I'm Dave Allen and we're going to create a shortcut. This one is based upon a shortcut which was put out by the developer of Draft, Greg Pearce, and I wanted to see if I could recreate it myself on my Mac, and I'll show you how to do it now. So let's go ahead. First thing we want to do with this here is obviously we've pressed that button to say do a new shortcut, and now we're going to start putting some things into it. First thing though is to go into this bit here. I'm going to say we're going to pin it to the menu bar, and on the iPhone and iPad we want it on the share sheet so we can get to it and do it from that way as well. First thing to do is to get some drafts from the inbox folder of Workspace, and we're going to do a search in the applications for the various drafts actions. I'm going to get drafts from Workspace, drag that and drop that into there, and get drafts from inbox folder of Workspace. The Workspace that we're going to look for this occasion is the one I've got called Sponsidian. Next thing to do is to do a count of those items, just in case we're doing this and we don't have any available within that space. So we're going to just do a bit of a check first of all. So drag and drop the count in there. If there are no drafts in there, we're just going to get it to give us a message to say there's no drafts. So what we want is an if statement. So let's drag this and drop it in there. And then we're going to get it to show an alert. So let's get this alert, drag this alert and drop it in here. Okay, so if the count is 0, for some reason or other, sometimes this number doesn't stay in there. So let's put a 0 in there. Let's click on something else and change this here. And now that 0 has stayed there. And we're going to say we don't want to continue because there's no point to continue if there's no files to work with. So we'll just say you've got no files to play with. Okay. So the next thing we want to do is we want to choose the folder that we want to put this stuff into. Okay, so let's clear that alert out of the way and do a search for a folder. And I want to drag that into this here under otherwise. And choose the folder. The folder I want to use is could be, in this case, it's going to be called text, but it could be whatever folder you want to use. Then the next thing we want to do is to get it to do a repeat with each item from drafts. So let's do a repeat with each. Drag and drop this in here, and it's got to go in and underneath this here. Now we don't want it to repeat with each item in folder because we're not looking in that folder there, so we can delete that out of the way. Let's clear that. We want it to repeat with each items that we're getting from draft. So what we want to do is to select a magic variable. And the magic variable that we want are the drafts. So let's grab that there. So it's going to repeat with each item in drafts. And what we want to do with it, we want it to be saved. So let's get a save action. Save file. Let's drag and drop this into here. And we're going to save the repeat item. Let's just show more first of all. So we've got a bit more on there. And we don't need to ask where we want to save it because we've already chosen where we want to save. So we're going to save the repeat item to, not to shortcuts, replace that. And we could just go with this one here and put test in there. Let's just cancel that for the moment, because actually what I want to do is I want to clear that. So what I want to do is use a select magical variable. So I actually did I did a 2-finger tap on the magic trackpad or the tragic MacPad, whichever way you want to say it. And we're going to select a magic variable, and the magic variable I want is this folder here. So that's where it's going to send it to the folder that we've chosen already. And we'll click on here, so it's going to overwrite if the file exists already. And then we'll finish this off with putting an alert in there as well. So let's just choose an alert. And we want to show alert. Let's drag this and drop this in here after the end of repeat. So the first thing to do is do a 2-finger tap on the magic trackpad again and do a select variable, and this time I'm looking for the count. Put a space in there, so it's going to tell us how many files were created. In this here, if we want to, we can put a title in there. Okay, so this is what you just did. I don't think we need a cancel button. Okay, so that's, I think, ready to go. Let's get a finder window up there so you can see it. Delete the ones that are in there already. Let's just click on the run button. First time you run it, you have to go through this privacy thing. So we're going to click on always allow. And this is what you just did. 5 files were created. Okay, let's have a look and just check that. And we'll go into the test folder here, and you can see there are our 5 files that were created. They've come in there with the .md markdown suffix, so that's great. That's what we wanted. Perfect, no problem at all. So that's how you create a shortcut which will take all of the files from your drafts. Here's drafts, look. So here's drafts, and it took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 files, and it put them all into a folder. And here we are in Finder, and you can see these files are in there. How about that then? Cool, nice, or what? And we'd also be able to use this on the iPad as well, and we can do it from the share sheet menu if we wish. I've got the thing on the menu bar. It's called New Shortcut 1 at the moment, because I haven't given this new shortcut a name yet. Let's just tap on that there, and it's run that shortcut again for me. So let's go back to our Finder window and see what we've got. It didn't do an overwrite to the files, it just recreated them again and put a number 1 at the end of it. But that's okay, I can live with that. So this is Dave Allen for Good and Geeky. If you've learned something from this, do click on like and subscribe and all that sort of stuff, and come back to find out what else we can do with the Mac and with the iPad in these tutorials. But bye now, talk to you again soon.